Hi, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use Neutrogena's Rapid Wrinkle Repair Retinol Serum. Retinol is a form of vitamin A which should help us to smoothen textured skin, fade hyperpigmentation like dark spots after breakouts or sun damaged skin, and reduce fine lines and wrinkles. The serum is fast absorbing and suitable for all skin types, and use it ideally in your evening skincare routine to get most out of it, because retinol is sensitive to heat and sunlight. And when including it in your skincare routine, they are working with a technology which slowly releases the retinol into the skin. This way, the idea is that the skin isn't as overwhelmed with the retinol that it gets, and therefore can use it much better and more effectively to minimize the risk of experiencing sensitivity and irritation. Now, this does not mean that you can immediately use it daily and use it along with any other skincare products. There are still certain points that you need to consider, which now brings me, first of all, into what should not be used in the same routine when using this retinol to ensure that you're not going to increase the risk of experiencing dryness and sensitivity. And when I'm now going over the combinations, the easiest way on how you can work with them is use them at separate times. Either one in the morning, the other one in the evening, on alternate days, depending on the setup of your skincare routine and the products that you're using. I want to get started with exfoliating acids. So you can see right here, highly acidic, low pH exfoliating acid cleansers. There aren't that many on the market, but here you can see some examples. Do not use them in the same routine. Next up would be exfoliating acid masks. Same thing right here, best would be use them on alternate days. Then you would follow on with your leave-on exfoliating acid toner or serum if you have such a product at home. Same thing right here. And now I want to lead into strong vitamin C formulations, which are working with ascorbic acid and are containing more than 15%, because the higher you're going up in strength, the more likely it can cause irritation and sensitivity to the skin. And lastly, something that people tend to often confuse would be do not use it along other retinol, retinal, guanactive retinoid or retinoid products like tretinoin and adapalene. They're all in the family of vitamin A. You just select one of them that works best for your skin, where your skin responds well, and then there you have it. You do not need multiple products of that same category. And this would wrap up the conflicts. So now that you know what should not be used in the same routine, you can adjust your skincare routine accordingly. And I now want to head into an example morning and evening skincare routine that you have an idea of what it can look like. I'm going to get started with the evening skincare routine, which you can see right here. I want to keep things simple and straightforward, especially if you're being new to it. This is how I recommend going forward to minimize the risk of experiencing sensitivity. Starting off with a non-exfoliating acid cleanser that's suitable for your skin type. In the evening, this could also be an oil or balm cleanser on its own, or you may want to do a double cleanse to remove any sunscreen and or makeup. Then you're heading into the application of your retinol serum, and then if still needed, depending on your skin type and if a bit of dryness occurs, you can follow with a moisturizer afterwards, but adjust it accordingly. Someone with a more oilier skin type want to go with a lightweight gel, whereas someone with a drier skin type may prefer a more heavier cream. So you need to adjust this accordingly. And then this can be the setup. This is how simple you can keep things in your evening skincare routine. Below, you can see the overall general guide, which is what I'm going to use when recreating the routine to show you the application. And you can see a specific frequency guide as well, which you need to adjust based on your skin tolerance, otherwise you may experience sensitivity. Start off by using it 2 to 3 times per week for the first 2 to 4 weeks. Then, if that frequency works well for you, you can keep on going with it. If irritation occurs, decrease the frequency. If you feel like you can use it more often, well then increase it to every other day. Do this again for a few weeks, and then up to daily if needed and tolerated. This way you're making sure that your skin has enough time to adjust to the retinol product. As for the morning skincare routine, you can go with your usual morning skincare routine that you would like to follow. Just remember that if you have sun exposure, to use sunscreen, because retinol makes the skin more sensitive to the sun, and you want to make sure that you can maintain the benefits that retinol offers to the skin. Therefore, don't forget your sunscreen to properly protect the skin, to not get a sunburn, but at the same time to not get more hyperpigmentation or more fine lines and wrinkles. And if you want to go over the entire example routine in your own time and you want to see what products that I have picked, you'll find everything in the PowerPoint. There's also the product description box, which mentions all the cleansers, face serums, retinol treatment, moisturizers and sunscreens. Then a general skincare tips guide on how you can wash your face to avoid skincare pilling, layering tips, and lastly a little sunscreen guide. So go ahead and check out the description box down below. You can even download the PowerPoint to your device. But now I want to get started with the entire application. Now I'm going to recreate my example evening skincare routine, as there are several points that I need to emphasize and demonstrate to ensure proper layering and to minimize the risk of experiencing irritation. Starting off with the cleansing step. Remember to use a non-exfoliating acid cleanser that's suitable for your skin type and needs. Read on the back of the packaging if it needs to be applied on dry or on wet skin. When using water, use lukewarm water to warm water, but avoid hot water, otherwise it may dry out your skin. And when washing your face above the sink and you cannot properly remove your cleanser, sunscreen and or makeup, I suggest using a soft clean microfiber washcloth, which helps to properly get everything off the skin to ensure that you have at the end a freshly washed and clean face. As an example, I'm going to use Neutrogena's Hydro Boost Water Gel Cleanser, which is suitable for all skin types, and it needs to be applied to wet skin. So I'm now going to wet my face and then apply the cleanser to the skin. Use about 1 to 2 pumps, more or less about a coin size amount of cleanser. Rub your hands together and then gently massage it all over your face and neck for about 30 seconds to a minute. If you have an oil or balm cleanser which needs to be applied to dry skin and you're trying to take off your sunscreen and or makeup, you can massage it all over for up to 2 minutes if needed. Now I'm going to rinse it off. Now I'm going to use my soft washcloth to remove any last traces of my cleanser, which you can see along the hairline. Then rinse again. And now I recommend using a clean towel and gently paddle over to remove any excess water droplets from the skin surface to ensure that the next products will layer properly onto the skin, that they can properly absorb, do not get diluted with the water droplets on the skin surface, and do not cause any sensitivity, which can happen in a worst case scenario. Once you're done with your cleansing step, you can move on to the application of Neutrogena's Retinol Serum. If you have sensitive skin, I recommend waiting an additional 5 to 10 minutes in between for your skin to dry even further, then do the application, and this will help that the retinol is going to slower absorb into the skin, resulting in a reduction in sensitivity, which may have happened if you're going to apply it too soon after your cleansing step. And when doing the application, do not get it into your eyes nor into your mouth. Do not apply it on top of your eyelids. Be careful on the corners of the eyes. Do not get it too close to the actual lower lash line. If you have sensitive nose corners, avoid this part as well, and do not apply to your lips, as well as keep an eye on your mouth corners. Those are all sensitive areas where irritation is likely to occur quite quickly, therefore you have to keep an eye on it. And since this one has a pump, I recommend using one pump, which should be enough for your entire face. If you want to include your neck, use one pump and a bit. 2 pumps is likely too much, therefore my max would be 1.5 pump for face and neck. And make sure that you can apply it evenly and thinly all over. It's fast absorbing, so you have to work it in quite quickly to make sure that you can cover the entire area. This is one full pump and a bit for the neck. Rub it between your fingers and then do the application evenly. Once you have applied your retinol all over your face and neck, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. You can stop right here if you want to use the retinol serum on its own. However, if you come across dryness or you have already a drier skin type and you want to follow with a moisturizer, that's completely fine. Go ahead and do so. Just make sure that the retinol serum is able to fully absorb into the skin before moving on to the next step to ensure proper layering. And this should happen quite fast. However, if it hasn't absorbed already, then give it an additional 30 seconds to a minute, maybe up to 2 minutes if needed, before moving on to your moisturizer. When it comes to moisturizer, as an example, I'm going to use Neutrogena's Hydro Boost Water Gel. This is just one example. If you have a different one, exchange it. Use about a pea to a bean size amount and apply it evenly and thinly all over your face and neck, on top of your retinol serum. And once you've applied it all over your face and neck, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And then this is going to be the last step in your evening skincare routine. Remember to leave it on the skin for the entire night until the next morning when washing your face again, and then continuing with your usual morning skincare routine. And don't forget your sunscreen if you have sun exposure. If you want to go over the entire example routine again, it's in the description box down below. I do hope that you enjoyed this video, that you find it helpful. If you did so, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more educational skincare content, and I hopefully will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring! Bye!